Hello and welcome to Rant, author advice in 5 minutes or less because I have to get back to writing and so do you. So this week I'd like to talk a little bit about travel time, and this isn't necessarily time travel, although there is some elements to that. What I'm talking about here is when you're in a book and the characters are going from one place to another, right? It takes time, right? You can't just jump in your car and suddenly be all the way across town, right? It takes you driving all the way there, and however much time that takes is going to be part of the time of the action of moving from one location to another. And I know some people are usually late to places because they don't realize this, because they're like, oh, I should just leave my house at the time that I need to be at this location. It's like, no. That's why you're always late. So when you're writing a book, you got to keep that in mind too. And it's easy to kind of gloss over details when your characters are kind of in a city setting where it's like, okay, hey, they drove across town. Most of the time it only takes 10-15 minutes. Not a lot happens in that time. However, if you have characters who are flying from, let's say, Israel or Jordan or Middle East all the way down to like Chile, that doesn't just happen instantaneously. That takes like a day's worth of travel in various forms too. It's going to be, jumbo jets, it's going to be smaller planes to get to and from, and so it's going to take pretty much an entire day's worth of travel just to get from one place to another. And if your characters just suddenly, bam, pop, and they're there, there's a lot that kind of goes into it. If they just spend an entire day in an airplane, like they're going to be jet lagged, they're going to be tired, they're going to be cranky. Like, just going to be, oh, hey, now we're ready to go, let's go. When they're in this new location, it's just, what do they do in the transit time? Did they sleep? Did they, do some research? Did they fight aliens? I mean, I don't know. I mean, and this comes to the point, too, of, so you have travel time in, like, cities, which is pretty negligible. And you have travel time between different countries, which is a little bit more. You got to factor that in. It's like, oh, hey, it was daytime when they left, and now it's nighttime somewhere else. Those kind of things you got to keep track of continuity-wise. But even planet to planet, I mean, there's speed of light type stuff, and then if you break that, right? If you break that limit somehow in your sci-fi, however you do it, you still got to consider, okay, even if you're breaking the speed of light, distance is still distance. So you got to figure out, okay, well, how much time does it actually take to get from one place to another? Because, if you have faster than light travel, I mean, that's great. It kind of helps fill in some of those gaps of, oh, hey, your character is essentially twiddling their thumbs for, 20 years to get from one place to another. Because, I mean, light years are really, really far away. So, think about that. Speed of light for an entire year, right? Got to keep that into account, because it's like, hey, even if they are traveling at the speed of light, it's still going to take them years to get anywhere in the universe. So if they're going faster than light speed, how much faster, right? Because that's going to then determine, okay, how much time is spent here, how much, physics is broken in order to get there. Because otherwise, as someone who understands the science, like, I'm not going to believe that. I'm just going to be like, okay, I'm checked out of your story. I can't pay attention to anything else because you really didn't take into account something that's just kind of vital part of the story. So, yeah, when it comes down to it, if your characters are traveling anywhere, make sure you know how long that takes, and what they're doing when they're traveling, and what other stuff's happening around them. I mean, that's important to know, too. So, as readers, or there are any books that are like that, they're like, hey, wait a minute, it doesn't take that long to, or, it takes a lot longer to get to that place, tell us about it below, and if there's anything else that irks you, or if you're a writer and you just like, man, I'm really annoyed with this part of the writing process, drop a comment below and maybe I'll get to it in a future episode. So thanks for watching this episode of Writer Rant. I'm Benjamin M. Weilert.